Good morning. Good morning. Oh. Good morning, Brooklyn. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Coffee Talk. Kate Spade's suicide was such a shock to people because she was a rich woman. She appeared to have it all. People described her as the life of the party, fun, loving, funny. I think David Spade, her brother-in-law, said most people didn't know how funny she was. And you look at the description of her, life of the party, funny, happy, loved her kid, whatever, and you think, well, why would she commit suicide? And it got people talking. It really got people talking about mental health and really important conversations. Waking up this morning to hear about the suicide of Anthony Bourdain it is a wake-up call for all of us. It really is, because people who have resolved suicide, people who have resolved the decision to take their life, are not giving signs anymore. That's the thing about suicide. There are no more signs. Once they make the decision to do it, there's no cry for help. There's no lying in bed. There's no crying over spilled milk. There's no signs anymore, because they are in power of their own emotions in their own life. We talked about this the other day. Once they resolve to do it, it's too late for anybody to help them, because true resolve, there's no breadcrumbs. It's all of the signs that we are missing with people before the resolve. It's all the signs we are missing. And here's the thing. Of course, Shonda, absolutely. Thank you for pointing out the obvious. Suicide happens every day. Suicide happens every day, multiple times a day, with people who are not famous. But for me personally, this is me, Jennifer Frey. I am so sorry. I believe that I could be doing better to listen to my friends. My friends would tell you that I am a great friend, that I try to take every call, that I listen. But I spend a lot of time working. I spend a lot of time on my phone. I spend a lot of time distracted by my kids. We all do. And I just wonder, how much listening am I really doing? This is a Jamie thing, honestly. This is just a conversation. how much listening are any of us really doing? You know, I do a lot of talking. How much listening am I doing? I don't know. Could I be doing more? Is there a way I can be showing up for people better than the way I'm showing up now? Because I know in the end, I will not be judged for the movies I made or the body I had or the home that I kept. None of it will matter to my Maker when I go. None of it. He will not care if I reach Steven Spielberg status or if I go with millions or if my paint in my bedroom was an impressive color. What he will judge me by is, did you listen? Were you a helper? Do not aspire to be a Kardashian. Aspire to be Mr. Rogers. That is what I always tell myself. And there's nothing wrong with the Kardashians, by the way. Nothing wrong with Kardashians. I just will never have that body. Like I could do squats all day. It's not happening. Aspire to be Mr. Rogers. How close am I to Mr. Rogers? I don't know. Probably not that much. Not that close. Here is the thing. I really want to be a good person. That's the thing. I get up every day and I have a resolve to really want to pour into people, to love on them. I mean, I have capacity, right? I'm at capacity. There are days that I can't do it. People text me, I can't respond. They want to go to lunch. I can't have the conversation. I'm exhausted. I am allowed to say my cup is almost empty, and that doesn't work, right? We're allowed to say, if our cup is almost empty, that doesn't work. But what small changes can we be making in our lives that we can still focus on self-preservation, right? Make sure we're not depleting our resources, but where we can be more present with people and really listen more and really help people. I don't know. The answer is I don't know. And we don't have to have it all figured out. But Coffee Talk was started because what I felt was missing in this space was the human connection, social responsibility, and kindness. Being part of the Bravo family showed me very quickly the ugliest parts of the internet. I had never seen such disdain and nastiness from my fellow brothers and sisters. Like, I said to Michael, I never want to do a Bravo show again. Get me off this network as fast as humanly possible. He was like, what's wrong? I'm like, these people are wishing death on these people. These housewives are ruining each other's marriages, their lives, their kids. They're calling each other. I had never, maybe I was naive, but I had never, ever seen such toxicity in my life. I remember calling the Bravo social media people and saying, why are you allowing this? Like, are ratings that important to you that you are allowing people to use your, like, the Bravo brand to destroy people? Like, I could not believe what I was seeing. Again, maybe I was naive because there were a lot of people online going, Jamie, you didn't know that Bravo was like this? No, I didn't watch the channel. And I definitely wasn't on Twitter and Facebook and Instagram looking at Bravo things. I did Jersey Belle to be a producer. I didn't do Jersey Belle to be a Bravo celebrity and to destroy people's lives. I walked away from all of that because I would not destroy my marriage on television. So I say all of that to say, I said, there's something missing. There has got to be a group of women that want to love each other, that want to love each other back to life, that want to show up for each other every day. Surely, if there are a group of women who want to destroy each other, there must be a group of women that want to love. Nobody with any kind of platform is doing this human connection type of content. Keep in mind, I started Coffee Talk 3.5 years ago, almost 4 years ago, folks. 4 years we've been doing this. 4 years, almost. And I wonder, I don't know all the answers. Is it enough? Am I talking about the right subjects? Is it enough to keep people engaged? Am I reminding people to be good to each other? If I died tomorrow, if the Lord called me home tomorrow and you all showed up here and I was not here anymore, would you walk away with, do you know who I want us to be? Do you understand what we have been called to do for each other? It's bigger than me. It's bigger than you. Could you keep going? Because you can't only be good because of me. You have to be good because you want to be good. The human connection, social responsibility is so important. It's more important than anything else you can contribute in this life. Gavin, honey, did you ever hear that phrase, suck my dick from the back? It's my favorite phrase. Okay. So with that, I say, what is the date of the first Coffee Talk? Gosh, that's a great question. I should know that. Taylor would probably know. All I say to you today is Anthony Bourdain won't be the last. I feel that there are more coming in our own lives, in the news. We have become a people who talk a lot and listen not. And I know that personally, I need to listen more. I just know that I do. Anyway, I just want to say that Kate's suicide or Anthony's suicide, they're not any more important than any more important than anybody else's suicide. It just, now it forces us to have the conversation. It forces us to focus back on what we all started to do, with this content, and that is the human connection. And we show up for each other every day. It really is magnificent. This is the safest space I have. And I love you, and I show up, and I've showed up every day for 4 years because I don't do well when things like this happen. It is so, so sad. Melissa Martin, welcome. I love you guys, okay? There is no shame in mental illness. There is no shame in sadness. There is no shame in asking for help. And those of us that have our mental health, we need to raise our children to be listeners, to be helpers. We need to focus on the human connection. It is important that we do our job. We have a generation of kids that are doing this instead of doing this, and we are all guilty of it on some level. If I had a restaurant or some sort of public place, I would say no phones allowed. I would say no phones allowed. And I will tell you this. While I love the Lord, it is not enough to tell somebody Jesus loves them. okay? When somebody is in a place where they feel forsaken, you can't throw the Jesus Band-Aid on them and expect it to fix it. Jesus is comforting when you have your mental health. When you are close to that resolve, there's no Band-Aid, folks. There's no Bible verse. We've got to show up and put the work in. We've got to do the work that God has asked us to do because he knows his name is not enough. If his name was enough and a Bible verse was enough, we wouldn't be having this conversation. So while I love the Lord and I speak to him every day, you can't John 3:16 somebody out of committing suicide. Trust me. You can remind them, but that's not. There are plenty of people who take their life who love the Lord. Oy, oy, oy. My Jesus lovers. My Jesus lovers. You're not hearing me. There's a disconnect, and that's okay. Be the hands and the feet. Exactly. Don't just say my name. Don't just assure them that I love them. You have to do my work. Be the hands and the feet. Walk the walk. Be the helper. Listen. Reach out. Do the work that he can't do because he's not here. Anyway. Okay. I love you guys so much. I love you. I pray for you. I thank you for showing up every day. It really is amazing what we have built. Okay, y'all have a great day.